Where do I start? Where do I start? Wow. What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing our final match review, match reaction and match analysis of the 2021-2022 season. And what a game it is for us to conclude on. So before I crack on with everything there is to speak about from this game and the reactions and everything that happened from this game as well, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe. We've got daily Manchester City transfer updates coming from June 1st, and we've got plenty of content coming throughout the summer as well for you guys to enjoy, including having a look at some player ratings and stuff with how the season has gone. So you've got that to look forward to. Social media links in the description below, sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. Leave a thumbs up as well if you do enjoy this video. Let's go for 200 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. And also don't forget as well to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What are your thoughts from this game? Wow. Rightio then, guys, let's crack on with this video. And I think firstly, I just want to say, Manchester City, they don't do things easy. If you're a new Manchester City fan or you've not been supporting Manchester City for too long, what I'm going to tell you is Manchester City are not good for your health, they're not good for your heart rate, and I think it's fully understandable if you did want to walk away, because Manchester City just never do things straightforward, do they? And it's just so, it's poetic almost that 10 years ago and 9 days from the Sergio Aguero moment, a decade later, here Manchester City are doing another incredible Premier League finale comeback to win the Premier League. It's poetic and it was brilliant. And if you was to say to me, if I know what's going to happen, and you say to me, how would you like to win the Premier League? Well, I'd like to go and do what we did 10 years ago. Manchester United were at a moment where they thought they were going to win the Premier League, and there was no nicer team back then for us to go and do that. Since then, we've had a Manchester United decline, which we all love, and it's seen the flourishing of the new rivalry, two fantastic football teams, Manchester City and Liverpool. And if you was to say to me, how do I want Manchester City to stop Liverpool winning everything, winning the quadruple, and Manchester City winning the Premier League? Well, I'd be saying to you, the ideal way of doing that would be to get Liverpool's hopes up and then just snatch it away from them at the last moment. And I think we got that real in the closest sense from Salah's goal yesterday for Liverpool, where he runs off. It's almost Sergio Aguero. He thinks he scored the goal that wins Liverpool the Premier League, only to be informed by a fan at Anfield that that isn't the case. And that's things you just love to see. And then it gets even better, because fake news spreads around Anfield and other Liverpool fans start cheering. Flares are let off inside the stadium. They think it's 3-3. No. Manchester City win this game 3-2. So let's really dive into this game. And I remember speaking in my preview about how I wanted Manchester City to get off to a quick start. We wanted this game done by half time, done and dusted, wrapped up. We can go and enjoy ourselves, because I'm sure Aston Villa, with nothing to play for, would probably just take it easy for the second half. If City had the 2 or 3 goals that we were looking for, then that would be great. Liverpool, disaster for them, went behind against Wolves. Wolves are a pretty solid defensive unit, and I'm going to say I have every ounce of respect for Wolves yesterday for their performance against Liverpool. They really dug deep, they really gave it everything they've got to try and make the title race as open and as entertaining as possible. So I thank Wolves for their efforts, and I'm sure Liverpool will do the same with Aston Villa. Despite what I've seen online with the small minority, Aston Villa gave Manchester City a really good go and tried to put Liverpool into a position where they could potentially win the Premier League. So both Wolves and Aston Villa, to me, did their jobs and more yesterday to challenge these two great teams, and both teams showed once more they're up for the challenge, and it just shows that there just isn't that much to decide between Manchester City and Liverpool. And as it is, it just so happens to be a little bit like the 2018-2019 season, where it's just a point, and we could see that from the games at Anfield and the Etihad. There's just nothing really to divide these two teams. It's just over the 38 games, Manchester City have got that extra point, and that extra point has won us the Premier League. And I'm sure lots of Liverpool fans will start having a look about the the moments like Rodri's handball that wasn't given at Everton, where Everton got an apology, we can start looking at other games and saying actually Liverpool had this done for them, such as the red card they should have had against Manchester City, and things like that. It all has an influence on the game. It all weighs itself up. There's 38 games to put things right, and Manchester City have shown that this season, once more, they are the best team in the Premier League. Well, Aston Villa gave us a real good go yesterday. 37 minutes in, Digne always does so well against City. Great ball in, Cash is there, heading it straight to Ederson. To me, should be saved. I think that's a question for another day where we speak about Ederson. I think as a whole, considering he's won the Golden Glove for Manchester City, fantastic season. However, for the last month or so, I do think Ederson has become a bit sceptical, whether that's to do with the coaching, whether that's to do with the pressure that's being put on him. But I would say probably since Steffen's made his mistakes against Liverpool at Wembley, I almost feel like Ederson's got a little bit too complacent. He knows that he's Manchester City's number one. He knows he's going to be starting, and no matter what happens in the game, he is going to be starting in the next game. And to me, you've got to have competitive challenges for your place. It keeps you on your toes, and it improves Manchester City in terms of their goalkeeping. To me, that should have been saved, and it wasn't, and Aston Villa went ahead. They went in ahead at half-time, and that's a disaster for Manchester City. It means we needed a couple of goals in the second half, and the anxiety around the stadium just went up an extra notch. Then by 69 minutes, couldn't write the script. Steven Gerrard in charge at Aston Villa. Philippe Coutinho, former Liverpool man, giving Liverpool the hope that they were looking for and giving Aston Villa a 2-goal lead. And it was so simple. Ollie Watkins missed a wonderful opportunity, tried to lob it over Ederson. The offside flag went up. He was perfectly onside. It would have counted. Massive miss. But that just came from an Olsen long ball played forward, flicked on, bam, we're in. And it happened again with Coutinho. This time Coutinho didn't miss, put it into the back of the net, 2-0. If you watched my live stream, you'll have seen that I turned it off and went and watched the Liverpool game, because that was 1-1 at the time, and I considered that Manchester City's best opportunity of us winning the Premier League was Liverpool dropping points with us being 2-0 behind. And then Ilkay Gundogan comes on for Manchester City. I wanted Jack Grealish to come on. It was Ilkay Gundogan. Whoever made that decision for Manchester City, whether that's Pep or one of the other coaches, has pointed that out with Gundogan to come on. Genius, absolute genius. Get a statue of whoever made that decision, because that was a brilliant decision. Manchester City don't score off crosses. Well, Raheem Sterling just dinks one to the back post. There's Gundogan ahead of Cash, nods it in. City back in it. 2 minutes later, this is the 76th minute, 78th minute, Zinchenko, he came on, another great sub by Manchester City, plays it across, looks up. Numerous times I saw City get into great positions, never look up, play a hopeful ball across, and Aston Villa defenders are there. This time Zinchenko, he looks up, squares it across, there's Rodri just on the outside of the penalty area, side foots it. There isn't a lot of pace, there isn't a lot of power on the shot, it's just very precise, into the bottom corner. Could Olsen have done better? Maybe. No Martinez in goal, goes into the back of the net. 2-2, we're in a game, we know what we need to do. JSGC tunes into Manchester City once more. Liverpool game off, don't care about that. Manchester City are back into the game. 2 goals in 2 minutes. 2-2 here, all to play for, final 10 minutes. And then, 81st minute. Best moment of the season by far. One of my favourite moments of being a Manchester City fan. I've supported City since 2002. 20 years of supporting Manchester City, and Ilkay Gundogan's goal yesterday in the 81st minute to give us a 3-2 lead and win the game, to me is one of the most historic goals. It's up there with Paul Dickoff's goal in the Gillingham match in the what's now the League One playoff final, and of course the Sergio Aguero moment, the Yaya Toure moment in the FA Cup to win us our first FA Cup in over 30 years, ripping that banner down at Old Trafford. These are all legendary moments, and to me Ilkay Gundogan's goal in the 81st minute is right up there with being one of the most historic, and Manchester City need to have a dedication to that goal because it's just so bittersweet, it's just so wonderful. De Bruyne, great assist, just plays it across, and Gundogan reads it at the back post once more and just taps in with the easiest of finishes. Yet it was just so difficult with what was riding on it. The Premier League trophy was there, and Ilkay Gundogan and Manchester City showed we don't want to bottle this. We've learned our lesson from Real Madrid. we're taking this. We snatched a Premier League trophy, and we give a brilliant farewell to Fernandinho in his final ever game for Manchester City. And I think Fernandinho definitely in this game, he went off at half time, showed that his legs have gone. He's not at the standard City are looking for. That's very unfortunate for me to say. In an ideal world, I'd like Fernandinho to have stayed at Manchester City, whether that was to be as a player coach or as a coach. His kids and everything are settled here and everything. Obviously, Fernandinho loves it in Manchester and Manchester City, and it would be nice to see Fernandinho returning in some kind of role for the club in the not too distant future, I would hope. So I do want to end this video and my reaction by saying obrigado Fernandinho. What a player he has been for Manchester City, and there is no better way for him to leave than lifting that Premier League trophy. Now, I do think there's just one more issue here. The full-time whistle goes. Maybe there could have been an extra minute on there. I don't think Villa would have done anything. I don't think it would have made any difference. So that was a great moment. I've put my stream reaction out there. If you want to go and check out the moments there of my initial raw reaction, then do go and check that out. That's already on my channel. I just want to address the pitch invasion and what happened. Now, some people are for pitch invasion, some people are against. I'm definitely for pitch invasions. I love pitch invasions because I feel like it just helps really create a really good feel at the football club. You've got the potential there to go onto the pitch and celebrate with everybody to show just how hard we've worked, and we can all have the celebrations all come together and be able to showcase to the whole entire world just what Manchester City Football Club means to us. And that's definitely what happened yesterday. It was brilliant. However, there was the select minority that did ruin it for Manchester City, and it could well spell the end at some point in probably the not too distant future to pitch invasions. Now, Olsen, goalkeeper for Aston Villa, there's been a report of him being assaulted. I've seen a video of him getting pushed by a Manchester City fan. I've not seen anything else other than a push, but he was already holding his face. I don't know if that's been caught on camera, but Manchester City had to issue a statement saying that they sent their apologies out to Olsen, and they're going to give a lifetime ban to the supporter that has apparently assaulted Olsen. Now, regardless of whether that's happened or not, if you're going past opposition players, this wasn't about Aston Villa and their players. Leave them be, let them walk off the pitch. You know what, I'd like to think we were sporting and we'd give them a pat on the back and say, good game, thanks for letting them goals in, Olsen, thanks for helping us win the Premier League, you have a nice evening. And then, yeah, just people that ruin it. And then they had the scenes sat on the goalpost. They snapped the goalpost. I think it took just over half an hour to clear the pitch. There were people that carried on staying on the pitch even when the clubs asked everybody to leave so they can have the presentation. The presentation was delayed. And to me, yeah, don't really get it. Like I said, go on the pitch, enjoy the moment, leave the pitch, have the celebrations, and the job's a good one. We did a perfect pitch invasion back in 2012. In this one, yeah, I saw some guy put his daughter on top of the broken goalpost to get a picture before telling her to come down. And we're talking like what? I'm not even sure she was a teenager. And the goalposts are what, 8 foot high? It didn't make sense to me. It really didn't make sense. And it's on camera, so the whole world is watching. I didn't get it. Anyway, I thought the scenes and the jubilations yesterday at the full-time whistle as a large whole was absolutely brilliant from Manchester City. I think everybody managed to capture the raw reactions, and I think the players managed to show just what it meant to them, and the fans got to show what the club and their appreciations and to the celebrations as well showed what it means to the fans as well. And it was just a really good feel-good moment, and it's a brilliant way to end what's been a great season for Manchester City. We've played well, we've worked hard, and we've got a major trophy to show for that. It's very disappointing that we went out to Real Madrid. Not forgotten about that. I'm still hurting from that Chelsea defeat last season in the Champions League final. But what we need to think about is just how good domestically we are in winning the Premier League. This is back-to-back Premier League trophies. And if you say to me again next season, Manchester City make it 3 times Premier League champions in a row, I'll take that every single day of the week. Premier League is one of the most prestigious, one of the most difficult trophies, arguably the most difficult trophy to win, and we've done that. Any season that features a win in the Premier League and lifting that trophy is a great season, and we have had a great season. What we want to do next season is make it even better, and I'm hoping we can bring on the challenge. Erling Haaland's coming in. We're going to have some fresh new faces and fresh energy into the team. We're going to be led by Pep Guardiola once more. I cannot wait. But all this will be done without our captain, Fernandinho. And as I said before, obrigado, Fernandinho. Thank you everyone for watching. I've been JSGC. Peace. Ciao for now.